They say that fear becomes unbearable when the people who should protect us simply don't believe us. What happens when someone runs to the police, terrified, describing shadows that whisper, voices that echo through the night, or figures appearing in empty rooms, only to be told it's all imagination? In this video, we'll explore chilling real-life reports of supernatural events that were dismissed, ignored, or treated with disdain by the authorities. Stories where the boundary between the paranormal and the real becomes terrifyingly thin, leaving victims not only haunted by what they saw, but also abandoned by those who should have helped. Imagine hearing footsteps in the dead of night in a house where you live alone. You pick up the phone, trembling, certain someone has broken in. The police arrive, check every corner, and find nothing. They laugh, suggest you were dreaming, and leave. But the footsteps return. Some witnesses even recorded scratches on walls, furniture moved out of place, and chilling whispers that couldn't be explained. These are cases where fear didn't end with the paranormal experience. It was amplified by the indifference of those who refused to believe. Another case took place in a small rural town where a family swore their house was haunted. They reported lights turning on and off, objects flying across the room, and strange knocks on doors. The mother claimed to see a figure at night, standing in the hallway watching her children sleep. Desperate, she went to the police, but the officers dismissed the story. They said she was stressed, maybe imagining things. But local neighbors confirmed they too had seen strange lights in the windows and heard screams echoing in the distance. Ignored and isolated, the family abandoned the house, leaving behind belongings that no one ever dared to retrieve. On deserted highways, the stories are just as terrifying. Truck drivers report encountering figures on the road at night, pale, human-shaped, sometimes faceless. One driver swore he nearly ran over a man who appeared suddenly in the mist, only for the figure to vanish before his eyes. Shaken, he contacted the authorities, but his report was ridiculed. How do you explain a ghostly figure blocking your way in the middle of nowhere? These are cases that remain unsolved, echoing like whispers in the silence of forgotten roads. There are also stories of children describing what adults refuse to believe. In one city, a boy insisted that someone was calling him from the basement of his own house. The police were called after he began screaming uncontrollably. Officers investigated and once again found nothing. They scolded the parents for overreacting. Yet the boy continued to claim a man's voice whispered to him in the dark. Weeks later, strange symbols were discovered, carved into the wooden beams of that basement. Symbols no one in the family could explain. What unites these stories is not just the presence of something supernatural, but also the silence and denial surrounding them. People turned to the police hoping for safety, but found only disbelief. These experiences reveal a painful truth. When the line between reality and the paranormal blurs, society often chooses to look away, leaving victims to face their horrors alone. By the end of this video, you'll realize these aren't just ghost stories or urban legends. They are testimonies of people who saw, heard, and felt what most of us cannot explain. And perhaps the most terrifying detail is not what appeared in the shadows, but the realization that when you need help the most, you may be left in silence,